Hey guys, welcome to the channel. This is Chris from Tide and Timber Customs. We got a couple questions here to go over how we make our frames and looking for some tips on how to make frames. Framing is and can be a challenge if you do not have a frame jig set up. So this frame jig here is a design we got off the internet. It uses a framing square. This one came from Home Depot. I like the blue, so that's why I went with that one. I think they have a cool red one as well. Anyway, so what you do is you set up your plywood base here so that way you get a 45-degree angle cut going through your framing square. If you have a saw stop like we do, you want to make sure that it's in bypass mode if you make this frame jig. But this isn't necessarily a video on how to make this frame jig, it's just how it functions and how you can get some better quality frames without doing much work. So when you're making the frame, you got a couple different things to consider. The biggest one obviously is what size your art's going to be. If you're making a 5x7 frame, then you know the center, the piece that's going to be in there is going to be 5x7. So we know that variable, but you also have to consider the width of your runner. You also have to consider the size of your rabbet, the groove that the picture is going to sit inside of the frame. I think the formula for that is 2 times the runner plus twice the size of the rabbet. I don't actually know the formula for it because I use this, and I'm going to show you why this is a genius picture frame jig, because I am not the greatest at math. However, this is a great system. So again, you have the blade set up. You're going to cut a 45 degree through this. You take your first piece, obviously this one's already cut, and you're going to butt it up to the framing square, run it through your table saw. It's going to give you your first 45 degrees, and then you have your stop block set up, which actually is cut off this jig. And then you set your stop block off to the measurements on the ruler. In this case, we're going to be using 5 inches, 5 1/8 actually, because you want to give a little bit of wiggle room there. Use this toggle clamp just to lock it down so it doesn't move. Then you take your previously cut side here. You're going to butt it up to your stop block. Now there is no gap between the stop block and your stock piece you're about to cut. That's because you just made the same angle on the other side. Then you run your blade through there as well. This one's a little bit bigger than that. I didn't cut it for this. And then you have your other angle. Okay, so 2 things are going on here. One, you have a known angle you're going to cut every time on this side. 2, you can make repeatable cuts. So you get your next piece, you run it through there, you go to the other side, and repeat it again as well. Again, this is a little too big. So you can have 2 of the exact same size because you're using a known variable each time. After you cut your 2, you're 5x7. Go up to 7 inches and 1/8, lock it down, butt it up, and go across again. I'm going to try and show you a couple features that this thing has here, so bear with me. So this frame jig actually sets off the top of the workpiece, right? So the reason for that is because the stop block has a little groove that it sets down in and rides on top of. The second feature of that is that your rabbet will actually go over the top of the ruler there, right? So that way you don't have to do the math on what size you actually need to make. I don't think I've actually manually measured any of my runners for frames. I've always used a frame jig. You can say that's because it's easier, and it is. Work smarter, not harder, is my advice on that, right? The other cool thing is this is very forgiving. This one is actually set up exactly 90, so if you measure it, it's 45 and 45. The first one I did was actually like 46 or 46 and a half, and then like 44 or 43 and a half, and I don't remember what it exactly was, but the great thing is 46 plus 44, when it comes together, makes 90. So no one's going to know that it's off slightly. I hope that helps. This one does have a capacity. It kind of goes up to like 22 inches, right? So you do kind of max out over here. Luckily, you have, let's go ahead and cut the video there. Right.